going on, guys? Michael here. Sorry for the quick technical difficulties. Michael here from partsroad.ph. Today is Saturday. We've got July 25th. This is going to be the second episode of Mike Check, the partsroad.ph podcast. Today, we've got a very, very special guest. But before I bring on that guest, I'd like to, of course, welcome Mr. Rafi David. Mr. Rafi, how are you, sir? Raf, mute.
Sorry,
No,
amateur.
there you go.
Uh,
All right,
it's
perfect.
it's a great Saturday today, and I'm excited because our guest is my friend, and he's got a lot of interesting information to share.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, today's going to be epic, to say the least. But before we introduce today's guest, let's do a quick recap of sort of like this past week and last week's episode, where we talked about some of the cars that came out.
Sure.
Number one, the Bronco in the past week, has your thoughts changed on that or anything?
Well, after a while, you take a look at it.
Hello,
After
Raf.
a while, hell, yeah, I'm there. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So after a while, you take a look at the Bronco,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's nice. I mean, I saw that open top four no doors version, and it looks nice. But then again, I'm not quite sure. I still quite like the Defender better, in my opinion. In my opinion, but it's definitely going to be a hit.
No,
That's for sure.
that for sure, that Defender is out and about. And I think there was already some photos and videos locally.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a car. There's a car out there.
there's already a car here.
Yeah.
When
Well,
is the official launch of that locally, or is it already?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ah,
I'll find out. I'll
yeah,
find out.
because
But the cars in the dealership is what I know.
nice, nice, nice. And then this past week, there really wasn't too many sort of automotive news related that anything that was substantial. So let's go ahead and introduce. I'm really excited for this. Um,
Yeah.
all right, so this week's guest, we've got somebody that fellow Filipino, kababayan natin siya. He's based in Europe, in Vienna, Austria, to be exact. And he's a spectacular detailer that details just, I mean, an incredible kind of car, like collection of cars. I mean, we're not talking about Hondas and things like that. We're talking about like supercars. I mean, it's collector cars. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Roy Corachea. If I hopefully I pronounced his name right. So Roy, welcome to Mic Check. Hello, Roy. I think you're on mute, Roy.
Yes,
There
sorry.
you go.
Hi. Good
Hello,
morning,
Roy.
guys. Good afternoon na pala, no? It's 9 a.m. here in Austria. So yeah, thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, you're
Thank you
well.
for
Thank you for
being.
accepting, man.
Yeah,
Sobra.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a pleasure of mine, you know.
Now, Roy watched our podcast last week, and he
Yes,
graciously invited
Saturday.
us to Austria about the F40.
Yeah, and this is where I am now, just because of that one comment.
Right. Roy didn't know just because he commented that he would be on today's episode.
But then
Yeah, yeah.
again, I would say that I've known Roy for quite a few years already, and we've been friends through our local watch community, and he's more than welcome to join this podcast because he has a lot of information to share that, in my opinion, no one is in a better position to share it because he doesn't really have any particular business leaning in the Philippines. So he's not coming on to promote a particular brand or a particular service or a particular thing. And even in Austria, when he does his thing, which he will expound on later, he does this as a hobby. It's an earning hobby,
Mm.
which is very different from a business type of detailer. And I think that that's the best perspective that we can get. Somebody that actually loves what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And when throughout the week when we were sort of setting this up, you begin to immediately realize when we were chatting with Roy, at least I did, that I mean he's passionate not only about what he does, but definitely the cars that he works on as well. And for us, Rafi, you and I, we both are dearly into cars, and to have this episode, I mean, it's just I've been sleepless all week trying to figure out exactly, like for this day to come, because I'm super excited just from even, when Roy sent us the photos on the kind of cars that he's worked on. But Roy, can
Ako din.
you?
Sorry to butt in.
No, no, yeah,
Since Rafi told me, Roy, can you guess? It's like, oh, sige, sige, sige. So it's just like I was so excited. We were chatting almost the whole week, and then and even my colleague in the office was saying, "What are you writing there? Are you writing a book?" Because I was typing and typing. I said, "No, no,
yeah.
I just need to. I'm just talking with somebody."
Well,
It was really a week of excitement.
well, siguro Roy, maganda. We can start off by you talked about your colleague at work, right? So let us
Yeah.
know what you do and how you are in Austria.
Yeah. I have been here in Austria since 2001, actually 2002. I am now working as an international civil servant at the International Atomic Energy Agency. So it's actually always almost connected with United Nations. IAEA is the one who checks yung mga nuclear weapons and a proper use of nuclear energy. So yan yung ginagawa namin. Actually, nasa back office ako. I deal with invoices. So I check invoices before it gets paid, yung mga invoices ng supplier namin. So more of line of accounting, bookkeeping. Yan.
Mm.
Now, in the Philippines, where are you guys from? Can you tell us a little bit sort of a backstory?
I'm originally from Batangas. So yeah, I think you can see my wife there. My wife is also from Batangas, and I have 3 kids. The names are Princess Deisha, Princess Nalia, and Prince Robert. So why with
Nice.
Princess? I was in college in San Beda. I think there are Bedans watching right now, and sabi ko, my dream is maybe I will be rich someday. And then my kids, hatid sa school with my car, tapos may security, and then they would hear the name Princess, and then people would ask, Prinsesa ba talaga yan? And it happened here several times in Austria. We went to New York and we passed through Amsterdam and dun sa checking, no? So passport, okay, who is Princess Deisha? And then the next passport, Princess Nalia, and the next passport, Prince. Where are you guys from? So those are the names. So I have three lovely kids, and yeah, since 2001, I have been residing here in Vienna, Austria. Very fortunate to be here. It's a lovely country, very nice. So again, the invitation is open. Please come over.
Thank
just
you.
just to give you guys, we definitely are taking that invitation. Just to give you guys sort of a perspective, the entire week when Roy and all of us were sort of chatting, every time that he would send us a photo, I think only 3 words, or 3 letters that I would only type, which was wow, wow, and wow. So just to give you guys a perspective on the kind of things, that Roy works on, the kind of cars that he works on. So let's go ahead, and if we're all ready, let's go ahead and sort of I've got some questions that I've been dying to ask Roy for the past week.
Game.
All right, here we go. So first of all, I mean, like, how long have you been detailing? You told us you've been there since 2002, but how long have you really started working on cars?
Yung serious detailing was really 2014. And again, let me just put a disclaimer, because I know there are probably we have detailers who are watching right now. I am not claiming, hindi po ako professional. I'm not a professional. I don't consider myself a professional detailer. I am not the authority. I'm just here kasi na-invite po tayo, and I'm just sharing my knowledge based on the experiences that I encountered along the way. So I have been detailing since 2012, started 2009. So do you want me to give a feedback or a background on how it all started?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
for
yes.
sure. Yeah, definitely.
Great. Okay, so ito yung story. So a car guy na mahilig sa kotse, and of course you always want to have it clean. So yeah, I was always cleaning. Even with my wife would tell me, ano bang parating na lang linis ng kotse, So in 2009, I was working with the first company here. Meron akong office mate. He's a senior. And he asked me one time, sabi niya, can you bring my car to the garage? Kasi dito sa Europe, you have yung drive-through na washing machine ng mga kotse.
Yeah.
So sabi niya, can you bring my car to the garage kasi lilinisin niya. So sabi ko, sige, okay, I bring it there. Nag-drive ako. Dinala ko. And then after an hour, I picked it up and sabi ko, hinugasan lang sa machine, tapos vinacuum, tapos pinunasan lang siguro ng basahan yung mga loob, no? So sabi ko sa kanya, how much are you paying for this? Sabi niya, I pay 35 euros. So times 55. Okay, kayo na lang mag-calculate. So 35 euros and I give 5 euros tip. So sabi ko, that's 40 euros. Sabi ko sa kanya, next time, can I do it myself? And give me 40 euros as well. If you want 35 is fine. Sabi niya, sige, sige. So after a month, sabi niya, okay, madumi na yung kotse ko, linisin mo. So what I did, the same process, went to this yung automatic na washing machine, nag-drive in, and then I started really with a bottle of Armor All, this Armor All that you spray,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the microfiber. So that's how I started. So yun, so I would wash it, and then yung loob lilinisin ko lang yung loob, and he was really happy. He gave me 50 euros. So every time 50 euros, sabi ko, that's 2,500. Okay na pwede pagkitaan to, sabi ko ganyan. And then going forward in 2012, he bought a BMW C3. I think we have a picture of that. A BMW C3. Sabi niya, I bought a car. Can you clean this for me? Sabi ko, I am not sure if I can do that, and I do not have a machine. So nag-research na ako. Sabi ko, okay. And then I saw this portable machine, battery operated, and it came with a Sonax wax, and yun yung una. So sabi ko, but I didn't want to give out money, Sabi ko, here's the deal. I found this machine. You buy it for me. I will clean your car. You don't have to pay me cash. Sabi niya, sige, ganito na lang. I will buy the machine. I will pay for it. You keep the machine afterwards, and you just clean my car. Sabi ko, okay, it's a good deal. We paid 100 euros yata for the machine and the wax, and that's when it started. So dinetail ko yung kotse niya. Actually, sinubukan ko muna sa kotse ko yung machine, and it worked pretty well, And yeah, that's how it started, and the rest is history right now. And I am now working on LaFerraris and McLarens. Yun. So that's how I started. I started with the microfiber and an Armor All bottle. Yun talaga.
In a drive-through car wash.
In a drive-through car wash, exactly. I didn't even wax the car. Hindi ko man lang winax yung car, yung loob lang.
So the very first car that you detailed, that one at the drive-through car wash, what kind of car was that?
It was a van, yung Ford. It was a Ford Galaxy. It's a 7-seater family car. Yeah, it's a van. Yeah.
And then afterwards, he went and got the BMW.
BMW C3. Yeah, and that's how it started.
Wow. So I mean, you went from a Ford van to a BMW. And
yes,
it's not bad. It's not a bad way to start.
Yeah, and I was very happy to drive it, So yeah.
Nice. That's a great story. That's a great story, because it's not everybody starts off, at the level where you are now. You really sort of start towards the bottom.
Yeah.
This is something that I was immediately, like when we first started the chat, is detailing for you more of a passion, or is it more of like work?
For me, kasi nga it's a sideline job, it's a part-time job, and I like it. So it's more of a passion for me. It just so happens that I get to earn out of this passion. And dun sa question na, is it more of work? Actually, I don't find it work for myself kasi it's more of a it's very therapeutic for me. So because when I clean the car, you just focus on it, and you have 4 hours just by yourself. Sometimes you have headphones with the music on, sometimes even without. You just hear the pure sound of the machine,
Yeah.
And it makes me relax. Pagdating ko nga sa bahay, my wife would ask me, "Hindi ka ba pagod?" Sabi ko, "No, I'm actually relaxed." So in detailing, it should be the same. You should not treat it as just for money. There should be passion, because that passion will bring you the money that you will earn later on. So it should always be connected. Yung passion, actually not just in detailing, in everything that you do. Just like what you're doing with your podcast. I know it's your passion.
Yeah,
Sabi ko nga,
that's true.
Rafi, do I have to speak in English? Baka ako dumugo yung ilong ko. But anyway, I have my microfiber towels at the back. So
Well, like the saying, if you do something that you love, you never end up working a day
exactly.
in your life, right? I mean,
Correct,
that's
correct.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. This is another one, and I have an idea. We have an idea, but what's the most expensive car that you've ever had a chance to work on?
To date, the most expensive is the LaFerrari. If we are talking about yung retail, did you say it retail price pag kotse,
Oh,
or
just I
nasa
mean,
grocery lang yun?
value. Yeah, I mean, it's
The
retail.
value when you buy it,
Uh,
it's retail.
Yes.
Retail,
Actually,
because
for Roya, for the cars that you detail, how much they bought it for is not relevant anymore because a lot of them
exactly.
are based on application. A lot of them, like a La Ferrari, right? The requirements, if I understand it right, is five five Ferraris bought in your name before
Mhm.
you can
Yes,
even apply to buy for one La Ferrari.
correct.
And
So
they
I
were
don't know where the
specific Ferraris too that Ferrari required you to have.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah,
Totoo yan.
we'll have to check with Mark Sung about this, but
Well,
that's
if
as
if
far
I
as I understand.
I think that's correct. I think that's what he mentioned. But dun sa question, I think he paid 1.2 million euros for that,
That was
if I
cheap.
am not mistaken. 1.2 million that time.
Yeah.
And he bought another car, the yellow Enzo, which was first owned by Eric Clapton. He bought it for 2 million. So if going back to the question, most expensive in terms of how much they were going when it went.
But we all know now the price of a LaFerrari is has escalated quite a bit. Because if I'm not mistaken, only 499, if not even less, were actually made worldwide.
Mhm.
So to have one, that's incredible. And to everybody that's watching right now, if you guys do have any questions for Roy as well, just comment it down below, and we'll make sure to ask him.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will try to answer.
Now, speaking of sort of the most expensive car, the very first time that somebody said, "Hey, detail my hypercar/supercar," ano yung pumasok sa isip mo?
With the LaFerrari, I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Because like if you burn the paint of this, that's gonna be expensive. And the value of that car when it gets repainted, it goes down. So
Hmm.
do I do it? You have this inisip mo, but then uh, I might be wrong, but I think it's a detailer's every dream to be able to detail at least a Ferrari. At least a Ferrari. Kasi for you, if you are trusted with that car already, it's already
Hmm.
something. Parang you have achieved already
Tama.
something in the world of detailing. So what more if it's a LaFerrari, a
Right.
hypercar? Yeah. But actually, well, before that, I had the P1, the P1 GTR, the P1 GTR.
Yes.
Um, that's also one. Yeah, kakabahan ka, but at the same time, excited ka, and you research how do you tackle this, especially with LaFerrari. You have different curves, and
Yeah.
you would need special tools to reach those places. I can talk about it later on, sa mga machines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely want to know what sort of equipment that you use, because you just can't you can't go to a regular store and just grab whatever they have on the shelf and say
Correct.
hopefully this works. You know. So what was the very? Do you remember the first supercar or hypercar that you worked on?
Actually, sorry, sa dami ng nalinis ko, hindi ko na maalala kung alin. You know, hindi ko na maalala. Sorry
Siguro
talaga.
ano, that if we could, no, maybe we can flash some photos of the cars that Roy has worked on, and then maybe we'll just let
The photos speak for itself.
the photos speak for themselves na lang. Oo.
I mean,
Pero
Sige,
Roy,
sige.
ikaw no, like when you did the LaFerrari, was it fresh out of the dealership when
it
you worked on
it
it?
was it he actually specifically asked me, do I ask them to detail it, or will you detail it? I said no, let me do it.
Oh.
But of course we inspected it together just to be sure there are no really yung sobrang lalim na mga scratches and everything, so it was
Mm.
from zero.
I think that that's an excellent idea because I don't know if other people know. I mean, apart from Parts Pro, I have a detailing company called James Car Care, and a lot of the things we do, a lot of the requests we get from more experienced car owners is to do their cars before they leave the dealership, and a lot of other people are surprised at why this is done. So it doesn't come from me, Roy. You, in your opinion, why is it a good practice to detail before the car leaves the dealership or as soon as it
It's
arrives?
alam mo yun ang problema. It's the notion. Even here in Austria, the people would tell me, I bought this car, but don't. I will ask you after maybe 6 months or a year. It's brand new anyway, so there's nothing to be done. Actually, I'm not gonna say it's mali. It's their own opinion, but I strongly suggest that people do detailing after it goes out of the casa. Kasi it's bare paint. It's bare paint, and paint needs to be protected. So that's why we do detailing and we do sealing, kasi we want to protect yung fresh paint. Fresh car, wala pa
Mm.
yang masyadong gasgas,
Mhm.
especially if it was handled greatly by the casa, but mostly hindi eh. Even here in Austria, even Ferraris, when it arrives, you would see imperfections on the paint. Well, uh, I don't know if this is correct, but if I remember it right, sa isang forum, it was an international forum, and then people were saying how come Ferraris would let a car out of their production na ganito yung paint. Ang sabi nila, it's not what they're selling. They're not selling the paint. They're selling the car.
Mhm.
So that's why, again, pag brand new, bring it to a detailer, have it coated PPF or waxed by them, and yung paint protect whatever,
Mm.
kasi that's the best time to protect your car, kasi wala pang kumbaga wala pang blemishes. So
Mm.
I suggest you do that. If I was chatting with a new friend, actually, after you posted this, somebody asked for a friend request, and sabi niya ganun nga sa casa. Sabi ko, if people can pay 500,000 or 100 or 1 million for a car, why not spend another 2,500 for a detail, or 5,000? You were able to
Tama.
afford 1 million. Why not shell out another 5,000, which is a protection to your investment? So I
Tama.
really suggest you do that after you buy a car, or even if it's
Ako, sorry,
go
please.
go no, even if it's a second hand car, you buy a second hand car, have it detailed agad and have it protected.
Ako nga, Roy, there's another dimension pa to that, being located in the Philippines, no? Tayo dito, yung mga kotse natin, they come from abroad.
Mhm.
Almost all of, diba? All of them, they come from abroad.
Yes.
So they're produced in a factory abroad. They wait to get shipped, diba? They get put in a container. They stay on the boat for several weeks and whatever. They get offloaded into the pier. They sit on the pier, gathering rain, dust, whatever, and ganyan, some further rain, dust, etc. And then and then they go to the brand's, the manufacturer or distributor's yard before it gets sent to the dealer, and the dealer will PDI it or do the pre-delivery inspection just before it gets to the customer. Pag
Mm.
ginagawa yon, ang ginagawa lang talaga, basic na huhugasan. And again,
Mhm.
although there are a few dealerships that go the extra mile and they actually do something like almost like a detail before the car gets out. I can name them: Car World in San Fernando, Ford Libis, Ford Pampanga. These Laos Group companies, they do it for sure because I've seen the cars in the showroom. And before they get out, they do that. But most everywhere else, mapa expensive na kotse or mura na kotse, it's really just a wash because of course the dealerships, maybe they're afraid to allow their people to actually carry out an extensive job on the car. When the customers, sometimes they care, sometimes they don't. Like I said,
Mm.
like Roy said nga, minsan ang tingin naman ng customer is bago lang ang kotse, but
Yeah.
actually kung makita mo yung kulay ng pintura ng kotse, having months of build up of yung dirt and dumi versus yung kulay ng kotse after na dinetail siya, ang layo talaga. Ang laki ng
Mm.
ginaganda.
Yeah, yeah.
It's huge. I mean, I've worked for Subaru back in North America, and a lot of when they buy new cars, all they do is a basic wash. They don't do
Mm.
anything beyond that, just so that they can get the car in and get the car out. And it's up to the customer if they really want sort of any protection. And even a lot of
Mm.
Porsche guys do that. So a lot of the times, Porsche guys will have their cars delivered at a detailer, so that they can really sort of protect it immediately, before they
Yeah.
go out and drive it, officially, I guess it would be the word.
Mm.
But I mean, it's a great thing to do, is protect your car before you really do anything with it. Because like I said, like Roy said, it's an investment, especially if you're spending millions. What's another couple hundred or maybe a couple thousand
Mm-hmm.
pesos or euros on a car?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
that's huge.
Yeah,
That's huge.
like if you buy a LaFerrari for 1.2 million and they charge you for, this is extreme, okay? I'm not charging it this way, but there are detailers who would charge another 5,000 euros for that. So what is 5,000 in comparison to 1.2 million? That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Is
Yeah.
that
So
5,000? Is that just detail, or is that PPF and ceramic coat?
no, probably with PPF na yan.
Okay.
It's with PPF na.
Because if that's detailing, I'm moving to Austria to start detailing cars too.
Detailing starts here. Detailing starts here from about yung mga shops would start from 350 for a one-step polish, and then it goes upwards.
Okay. And again,
Mm.
even like I said, 5,000 compared to 1.5 million dollars or euros, that's nothing. When you're protecting your car.
Or 1 million. How much is a Montero in the Philippines? 1 point.
About 1.5.
Yeah.
So 1.5.
Si Mike,
And what is
nakapajero
1
yan.
point? Okay, so what is 5,000 to
Right.
I mean, we're not talking here of ceramic or PPF. My point is, if you have your car protected, sealed with a wax or with a sealant, yung maintenance mo later on is gonna be easier, and you protect your
Yes.
car in the long run because
Mhm.
it's easier to maintain na eh. But we can go back to those details later on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Sige, okay.
Now,
Yeah,
for
go.
for the kind of cars that you work on, what sort of is the average time that you spend on a car?
If I would do a full detail, would need me minimum of 16 hours.
Wow.
A full detail. Let me discuss. Why would it take me a minimum of 16 hours? Here are my steps. Again, I'm not a pro. Yung iba nating mga detailers sa Philippines, nakikita ko yung mga work nila. They are good. They are good, and maraming magaling sa atin. Okay. So why would it take 16 hours? First step I would do is inspection. I inspect it together with the client. Kasi
Mhm.
you have, it is for your own protection. Actually, I have this sheet where you have panels of the car, and then where you could cross, okay, may gas-gas ka dito, may gas-gas ka dyan, ganito, ganyan. It's for your protection and for the client's protection. Kasi what if later on, meron doon, hindi nyo in-inspect, tapos sabi niya, wala pa yan, binigay ko sa'yo eh. And anong laban mo doon, di ba?
True.
So it's good that you checked it, inspect it with the client, and you have them signed on the paper. So ito yung binigay mo sa akin, ganito, ganyan. So inspection, and then I start with full detail to, pinag-uusapan natin. I'll do the engine wash. I will do the engine wash first, and then yung wheels and tires in third. And depende pa rin yan. You can remove the tires and remove everything, all four, lift the car, remove all four, pati yung mga pangilalim, you wash them na. Yung mga shocks, mga springs, you wash those things. So do you have to have it polished? Do you have to have it coated as well, yung mga ganung parts? Okay? And then the fourth one, after yung wheels, why wheels first? You start with the dirtiest part first. Sabi ng iba, when you wash the paint, you start with the least dirty hanggang so, but not with the wheels, kasi yun talaga yung madumi. And then I would use an iron fallout remover. I think they have, I'm actually using Sonax. Let me get that. So I have, no, not this one. Here. It's actually in German. In German to yung ano niya. But this is yung wheel cleaner nyo, wheel cleaner. So no, I'm talking about the other stuff. Sorry. this yung iron remover.
Hmm.
What it does actually, you spray it all over the car, and it will actually melt the iron particles that is embedded dun sa kotse. So it parang I saw a podcast of you dun sa wheels. So that's actually basically what
Yeah.
it does. Minimelt niya yung mga metal particles na nakakabit dun sa paint. And then after that, I rinse it, and then I wash it in 2 bucket system. And then, if needed, I will have to clay the car. Why do I say needed? If possible, not to clay it. Kasi when you use the iron fallout remover, natutunaw na yung nakadikit na yon. So probably you don't have to do the clay. Kasi pag nagki-clay ako, actually kung magki-clay ako, nakikita ko na nagkakameron ng marring. I think it's an
Mhm.
English term. Yung
Yes.
parang nagkakameron pa rin siya ng gasgas.
Yes.
So how do I check? You get the plastic. I don't know if plastic is still available sa Pilipinas. Alam ko bawal. What you do to check if there are still iron particles on the paint, isuot mo yung plastic, and then you glide it over the paint. Mararamdaman mo yan at tutunog siya kung may sasabitan siya ng mga
Okay.
And if meron, that's only when I do
You clay.
claying.
Okay.
Kung meron pa, kasi the lesser marring na meron dun sa paint, the lesser yung work mo later on. So that's what I do. So if I clay, I wash ulit afterwards. So you wash it again, and then masking. Masking is yung nilalagyan mo ng tape yung mga rubber parts,
Yeah.
yung mga plastic parts. Bakit? It's a protection for that part, and it's gonna be easier later on after you finish polishing or correcting, kasi or nag-wax ka. Kasi pag hindi ka naglagay nun, yung wax mapupunta dun sa mga rubber parts or sa mga plastic parts, and you will have to remove that later. So that's another time na makukuha sa'yo. It's a detailing time is important. That's what you're paid for. And then and you do a test spot. Ano po yung test spot? Test spot is you do I actually have here this one. You choose, usually I would do it sa hood or sa trunk. A test spot is this. It kunwari lang to It would be like 20 by 20 inches square, and that's where you test kung ano yung combination na gagamitin mo, anong pad, anong polish material yung gagamitin mo, because you want to see that okay, ito yung gagamitin ko, does it work? It doesn't work. Okay, so you change to another pad, or you change to a stronger polish thing. Why? If you are able to be successful, kung successful ka na or satisfied ka na dun sa test spot mo, that's what you're gonna use sa whole car. So it saves you already. Let me show you. Sorry. For example, this is a pad, okay? And this is my test spot. How would I do? Yan. Kita nyo may line? Do you see the line there?
Yeah.
So actually baliktad. So this is the pad, and this is the line. Yan. So yan. So what I would do is I would go through 3 times. So like that, and then I put it. Sorry, nakita yung line. I would do 50%. So I would do it like this way. Tapos 50% overlapping. So to make sure that you are covering all the areas of the paint. So ganyan, tapos baba. Tapos 50% ulit. Always 50%. After that, I go up, down, up, down, up, down. Ganyan. Tapos ganun ulit.
Yeah.
So 3 passing. It would take you about 45 seconds to maximum 1.5. Actually, one and a half minutes is already too long. If in 45 minutes you don't get the result that you want, it means that you are using the wrong combination of pad and
Polish
and
compounded.
polish.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you don't get it in 45 seconds, you're doing it wrong. You have to change.
Yeah.
Kasi if that's the reason why I always do test spot. Kasi if you just continue, and then you check later on, may gas-gas pa dito. So uulitin mo na naman.
Right.
So we just
sayang yung oras mo.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have that spot, okay na yung combination ko. I use this and I use this. That's it.
Yeah.
So you start na the whole car. So that's the test spot. And then do I need to cut? Ano yung cut? Kailangan ko po bang i-compound or kailangan ko bang polish lang? This is what I do. Yung lesser abrasive, the better. We always start with yung pinaka hindi abrasive. Bakit? Pag sobrang abrasive, what you're doing actually with cutting or yung polishing, Okay, cutting is when you're trying to remove yung scratches. What happens is, yung scratches po kasi, ganyan na, di ba? So, the paint is like that. So, magkakameron ng scratch. So, parang lulubog siya. Ipa-flatten mo yung ano eh. You're going to flatten
The paint of the car.
Yeah, yung clear coat.
Clear coat.
Yeah,
clear
the
coat.
clear coat. Yep.
So, ganito lagi yung atake ko. I always use the least abrasive because I only want to remove a very little amount of the
Clear.
of the clear coat. Kasi it's the protection of your paint and you don't want to remove that. Always start with the least abrasive. If you're not successful with it, move up. So, do I need to do cutting? If you don't need it, if you can use a normal polish, then okay na yon. You don't have to, wag yung mag-start ka. Kasi pag nag-start ka sa pinaka-abrasive kagad, you will have to do it in the whole car para magpantay siya. So always start with the, so kung hindi mo kailangan mag-cut, hindi mo kailangan mag-polish, or in Filipino term, magbuli. Or is it only in Batangas? Or is it also in Manila?
No, it's about, it's a typical term.
Okay, so
Magbuli.
bubulihin mo yung kotse, di ba? Bubulihin mo yung kotse. Kailangan mo ba yon o pwede na sa polish lang? So, iba yung cutting, iba yung polishing. Polishing is like yung pinapakintab mo na yon eh. Parang it's like making it fine, yung paint, you make it fine. So yun yung difference ng cutting at saka polishing.
Yeah.
So kung hindi mo kailangan mag-cut, especially with new cars, you don't need that. You just need to polish it. Then you remove that step. And then after that, sealing and painting. Here is what I do. If I use after mo mag-polish, I wipe it out with alcohol, 70%. I use pure. But to be sure, use 50-50. Because sometimes there are soft paints, usually Asian cars siguro.
Yeah.
You can search in the internet. Merong mga list dyan which car maker is mayroong hard paint, soft, medium, ganyan. So I wipe it off with the alcohol just to check if wala na talagang gas-gas. Bakit? There are, with Sonax, let's be honest, yung Sonax Extreme 3, this is my go-to product. Kung yung sabihin sa'yo, I just need my car makintab. Okay. What happens with Sonax is it's a 3-in-1. It has wax inside. It has fillers, yung tinatawag natin na fillers. So what it does is it polish a little bit, but then yung mga butas, yan. Parang i-fill niya yan ng material na like sealant or wax or whatever.
Yeah.
So what actually is it masks, kino-cover lang niya yung gas-gas.
Hindi niya talaga tinatanggal, hindi niya talaga inaayos.
Hindi niya inaayos. Kumbaga, kino-cover lang niya. Minamask lang niya yung gas-gas. So when it, parang naliwanagan siya ng araw or ng ilaw, parang tingin mo wala. But if you wipe it down with alcohol, meron na ding mga nabibili na ready na. Pag winipe mo yon, matatanggal yon. So you would see, ay, may gas-gas pa pala dito.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I moved up. When I was I moved up with other brands na walang ganong material, walang filling material. So pure compound, pure basta ganun, walang silicone and everything. Yeah, so that's what I do. I would wipe it out and then we do sealing or wax. Depende kung anong gusto ng customer. If kung gusto niya wax lang, then you put wax. Kung gusto niya whatever sealant you want, go ahead. Or if gusto niya ipa-ceramic, I would do that. Depende na yun sa customer. And then after
so you
that,
can really take a lot of time just to make sure that your work is done properly.
Exactly. Kasi sabi ko nga sa'yo, minimum is 16 hours. And don't forget, you get the money from your client and you want the best. You give your best for them because they are the ones who's bringing food on your table. So you give them the best that you can give. And then I dress yung mga rubber and mga plastic parts, and then interior, vacuum, leather cleaning if they want it conditioned, if they want may mga lotion, whatever. Yeah. And then glass cleaning, and then after that, yung final detail, you have to go around. So that's why it takes you 16 hours. Ang detailing po is it's not just bopping. Yung tinatawag na okay na, bopping mo nga to, no? In layman's term.
Yeah.
Bopping where they would use a rotary machine and then a wool pad because ito yung old school. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not as good as them. If they say, okay na ako rito, nape-perfect ko na to. If you could perfect your job with just a rotary, I salute you. Kasi
it's not you
Mahirap
can't.
eh.
Yeah, it's
Mahirap.
very very tough.
If they can, kudos, yeah,
Yeah.
kudos. So yeah,
Quick.
so that's what it takes.
So
That's my
this
steps.
made me laugh, Roy. I'm just gonna read it from Edwin Lee. See, Roy pala is Richard Gomez in Europe.
Uy, Uncle Edwin.
Sabi ni, actually, there's another question, Mike, ni Uncle Edwin. He's asking about what happens if a car, what's Roy's process if a car has S-Tech or Expel, any
Yeah,
kind of
there you go.
PPF on it. And then also, Roy, the follow-up question of Uncle Edwin to that is, what if the front is PPF and then the rest of it is not? What's your approach?
Okay, so fortunately, there are companies na nagpo-provide na ng sealant even if you have sealant you could put on top of the PPF. There are a
Yes.
lot already. Madami na yan. So, you just clean it the normal way. Actually, if you have PPF po, dun sa hindi nakakalam, this is paint protection film. So, it's like, this is your paint, meron kang film na ipapatong dyan. And most of them, or if you get one, be sure that you get yung self-healing. So,
Yes.
if it gets gas-gas, pag nainitan siya, magpapantay siya ko ulit. So, Uncle Edwin, if you just treat it as a normal washing. Wash ka lang and then you spray kung ano mang protection na pwede mong I don't have something in mind at the moment. Pero you wash it like that. And what to do if front lang at saka yung harap? Well, you will have to polish those parts without the PPF. Polish and protect and then maintain. So,
Yeah.
alam mo, Rafi and Mike, yung ating ginagawa na pag-detail, pag-polish, it's just the first step. Yung pinaka-importante dito is yung maintenance afterwards.
That's
If
true.
if you pay a person 10,000 pesos for a detailing and you don't take care of it afterwards, you're gonna have to do it again afterward, after some time. So you have your car detailed, polished, protected, and then you maintain. This is where I think Rafi is doing this in his company. After they do detail, tinuturuan nila yung may-ari ng sasakyan how to properly maintain.
Usually yung driver. No, usually yung driver yung pinatuturuan on paano. And then ang nangyayari, we leave a quick detailer to have them have something to use. But also the important thing is yung basic washing lang, Roy. Means if you can go into that also later on, no. Yung basic washing lang na yung hugasan mo muna lang ng tubig muna, 'di ba? Salatin mo ng kamay para matanggal mo yung mga residue na nandyan. Because your fingers will feel it eh. If you're using a wash mitt or gloves or whatever, when you go over it, ginagasgas mo further yung pintura.
Exactly.
So after you remove all the residue, and yun nga, if later on siguro pakidiscuss na lang please yung 2-bucket system.
Yeah.
That to me is important talaga. Way important.
It should be two bucket system should be the minimum. It should be the minimum. But let's go on to that. So
we'll do that. We'll do that later. Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Question I know you just said you spent about 16 hours on a car. What is
minimum.
sort of like so what is the longest car you've ever spent, or how many hours was the longest you've ever spent detailing a car? I mean,
honestly,
have you gone hours?
The first one, kasi I was starting, was the first Porsche. Sorry, I pronounce it Porsche because it's the German pronunciation. I know in the Philippines or in the States, they would call Porsche and Porsche. Kasi baka sabihin ko Porsche ng Porsche to. Nasa Europe, hindi alam pronounce, diba? Porsche, it's how you really pronounce it. German, you read it as Tagalog syllable. So meron pa tayong language lesson. So you pronounce it as Porsche. So that's how you pronounce it. So
all my life I've been pronouncing it wrong.
Well, it actually depends upon the country. So if I'm in the States, and I would say, naglinis ako ng Porsche, and at the back of his mind, this guy is crazy. Why is he pronouncing it like that? It depends on where you are. But again, when I was starting, yung Porsche na una kong it took me about 3 days. 8, 16, 24. Umabot siguro 72 hours. Because I was thinking at the beginning na pag matagal ka magtatrabaho sa sasakyan, mas magiging perfect. But later on, you realize less is more, even in the process, even in sa time. But yung normal, so Uncle Edwin, Porsche. Okay, anyway,
Crochet.
pinakamatagal siguro na proper, na correct na, siguro mga 30 to 35 hours.
Wow.
That's the most I have spent. My wife, although very supportive, syempre, oh, gabi ka na, 12. You know, I work from 8 to 5. I would go home, I would eat dinner, and I would go to a garage maybe at 6. And sometimes I would be home by 12 midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning because
Yeah.
I love what I do. I don't notice the time.
Yeah.
So that's
Iba
how I
talaga
do it.
pag ano, when you're passionate about the things that you do.
And
You know?
I value the money that the person is gonna pay me. For him, what is 500? What is 350 euros if he could buy 1,000, 1,500,000? Okay,
Right.
but para sa akin, his 350 is still hard earned, so I have to give him back his money's
Tama.
worth.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
absolutely
Tama.
true.
Yeah.
30,
Alam mo,
35
the cost of these things, the cost of these things, more or less, meron namang set baseline as to how much things should be priced, di ba?
Mhm.
But then again, the variances in the quality of work, the variances in the level of service are so big. So customers will really tend to stick with people that do a good job talaga.
Yeah.
That's what we always tell yung detailers namin, but that's also what we tell you mga customer care natin sa Parts Pro, na it's all about the service. Yung price, it's none of their thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. No.
Yeah, customer service is for me is number one. That's something that a lot of
Oo
people
yun.
really, don't focus enough on, I think. But
Yeah.
if you guys are
Kaya,
seeing this, sorry, go ahead.
or kaya ikaw, Roy, di ba? Are you exclusive to this one client of yours with the
No.
okay?
I can even do a detail if you tell me, or if you say, sorry, I drive this car, my budget is only 100 euros. I
Mhm.
would accept that. But then I of course I will tell them, but I cannot give you the same quality for another person na who's paying like 350 or 400, But then again, the problem with me is, kaya sabi ko sa inyo, I'm very passionate about it. Even if the guy pays me 100, I would still give yung work which is around 350 euros, For me, it's
Yeah.
the same. The process is the same.
Hmm.
Although, syempre, you make it shorter lang. You make it shorter. But then, if you see imperfections, I always go an extra mile. If I see there is gas, I would still focus that and really try to remove it. And here's another tip, for the detailers. If customers would ask you, can you remove this gas? I never say I can. I only say I will do my best. Kasi
Yeah.
if you say you can, tapos hindi, he comes back, sabi mo kaya mo tanggalin to, bakit di mo natanggal? So never say you can. Always say I'm gonna do my best. Hanggat kaya ko, tatanggalin ko yan.
Yeah. And for those that are watching, I know you guys are seeing the different cars that we're sort of, showing you guys the cars that he's worked on. And I'm saying this because Mr. Edwin Lee has mentioned the 993 Turbo, the GT2 RS.
Is it the blue one?
Yeah, the Riviera blue one.
Late kasi yung sa Facebook eh. So I
Yeah.
couldn't see what's really there. Yeah, the 993 in blue. Yes.
Yeah, Riviera blue. That is an amazing car to have. So it's just I
like
just
that.
mentioned it because he said something. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
he's like I said, you've worked on a lot of fantastic vehicles.
Uncle Edwin, if you want to buy it, sorry, Uncle Edwin, if you want to buy it, just be sure that you could tap yung offer nung dating may-ari ng WhatsApp, because he was offering something and the guy said, no, that's still too low.
No way. Yung
I know you
may-ari
can.
ng WhatsApp. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yung founder, di ba,
Yeah,
WhatsApp
Roy,
is now with Facebook.
No, when you're an owner of these kinds of cars, diba? And this is your collection. Who are the people you buy the cars from? Who are the people you sell the cars to? And ano yung circle ng tao na ganun?
Grabe na yung circle of friends that this guy has and the other clients. These are people who would, let's go to Switzerland and drive to. So the connections are yung may-ari ng Hollister, for example, Kevin Hart, for example, Yun nga, yung dating may-ari ng WhatsApp who's still connected with Facebook. So these are really, the names are there. I cannot mention names, but those are just the ones that people
Tama
people
naman.
know them. Yeah, people know them. Pero grabe. And these are like people exchanging matchbox. A while ago, I was telling you before we went online. So it's like, oh, I like your car. I like that car too. Can I have that? Depends on what you offer me. Okay, I give you a Richard Mille worth 100. How do you pronounce it? Richard Mille, Richard Mille, whatever. So I give you my watch for 750,000. I said, hey, you're still short by 100. You still, may sukli pa ako dyan. I said, okay, just take my RS3. Ganun na yung usapan nila. So just like playing with Hot Wheels,
Oh. Direct, could you? Direct Denmark, who's behind the cameras and all. Direct Denmark, could you continue on flashing the cars, and then siguro I'd like to invite the audience na rin who are watching na if they see a car that they know, they could, if they could name it, and also let us know which one of the cars that they see is their type, yung pinaka, their dream car or a car they wish they could own.
Which one would you buy?
Ikaw, Mike, of all the cars na nakita natin so far, ano yung gusto mo?
I like the 993 Riviera Blue, the GT2.
I don't know if you have the picture. I don't know if you have the picture.
I think
that's
we're
actually
playing
3.
a video.
There's actually 3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
The blue one, the red one, which I showed the Rafi last night. And yung isa pang green, I sent you the picture. So that's 3 of them, almost the same car.
Oh my God. One is enough. One is enough.
But this one is nice. Yeah, the red one he bought from Canada, from a club something in Canada, and then he flew it over from there papunta dito in aeroplano.
Wow.
So
I saw a photo of P1 GTR somewhere in Roy's pics, and yun
that's
talaga.
amazing.
Wala na talaga. Yun na talaga.
Ayoko nang pangarapin yun kasi that's really out of reach.
No naman, pang ano na yan, pero, pang watch idol na yon yung mga ganun. Pero para isipin mo naman, 'di ba? P1 GTR. I mean, even if you your friend has LaFerrari. How many LaFerraris? 2 LaFerraris.
2, and looking for another one, an Aperta.
An Aperta. And then the Enzo pa, 'di ba? And again, kahit ano pa yan, yung P1 GTR.
The problem with the GTR is you can't drive it on the street.
Yes,
it's a track only. I think there's 2 in the world that have been converted. One's in LA, and I think the other one's in the UK.
You will have to shell out another 200,000 euros just to make it street legal.
Yeah.
Sabi niya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Well, Uncle Edwin's got another question. Was Roy nervous detailing the LaFerrari?
I was very, very. Why I'm saying I was naninervyos ako. I had an experience with the car. I will not name the brand. I was using a rotary. I was doing it for some time, and nasira ko talaga yung paint. So I had to send the car for paint shop, and I paid, I don't know, 500 euros.
Wow.
See, that's a stand-up guy. Yung ganyan. Diba,
yung car kasi, it did not have, hindi naman pinaint yung buong yung buong panel lang. But in that car, dalawang part yung nasunog ko, as in bare, natanggal talaga yung pinta. And if you want to be a detailer, make sure that you could stand up for the mistake that you will do. You will have to pay for it. Actually, after that, 3 months akong hindi nag-detail, hindi ako makarecover. I lost my income, nagdagdag pa ako just to pay for the repaint. And that's why Uncle Edwin, when I agreed to detail that LaFerrari, I was really scared, but excited at the same time. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, every detailer's dream is to be able to detail a Ferrari, for example.
That's true.
What more a LaFerrari, diba?
Right.
What more LaFerrari?
And 2 of them, not just one.
Ano ba yung, which came first? The red or what's the other one?
The red one.
White.
They're actually both red.
Okay.
And then the white one was wrapped with pearl white. And the one is not going to be for sale because he promised his son, who is 14 years old, And I said, this is gonna be your car. So may pamana na yung bata. And these boys,
Ayos.
itong mga anak nila, they're very down to earth. You will never see them posting their car sa Instagram. Never. Very, very down to earth. Mas madami pang post ko ng picture ng cars nila kaysa sa kanila.
Brother, you mentioned na you worked on a pista piloti. Now, pista piloti is Ferrari pista, which is only for drivers that participate in the Ferrari Challenge. So, correct. Is that how he got it?
Yes, he races on a weekend. He would bring his cars to Spain, around Europe. So that's how he got it. Actually, sarap. I haven't started. Kakarating pa lang nung piloti 3 weeks ago, and I will have to work on it.
Nice.
Exciting, actually. Excited to do that.
Here, there's one piloti which belongs to Angie. No? Angie King.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Ganda pare. Iba talaga. And
I think he has the same color.
Oh, really? And that you, when you know na you can only get one if you've bought a Ferrari Challenge car and raced it. You can only, and of course you still have to pay for it, right? And ganyan.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, to buy the Challenge car is like something like 375,000 euros. And then on top of that, there's the race expenses, no, per race weekend. So once you factor it in, your travel, it's not as if you have to pay for your crewing and everything and ganon.
Correct.
Just like yung sa part for racing, diba, yung drivers namin, they pay for yung crewing and whatever race management needs to be done. It's no joke. You have to transport the car, like Roy says. If they are in Austria now, and then the car has to go to Portimao, which is in Portugal, in the Algarve, you have to track it there and ganon.
Actually, he asked me one time, would you like to bring the car to Spain? I said, no, that's a very long travel. So he got another person to drive it for him. So, imagine he's riding on the airplane and you're driving on the autobahn,
Grabe.
Expenses are really, really extreme pag yun na yung level na ginagawa mo.
Ikaw, Roy, no? Driving in from Vienna, what's the furthest you've driven personally? Kahit sa mga family travel.
Yeah, I think Milan was the farthest na straight. Although with the family, yung family ko from the Philippines, they're watching yung mga taga Rosario, Batangas. Hi, sorry, I had to
hello po.
Yung mga taga Batangas. Actually, I'm near BRC. I've mentioned malapit lang ako sa BRC sa Rosario. Shameless plug. If you happen to pass by Rosario, there's the best buko pie from my sister. Yung Winnie's Buko Pie, I think is the name.
Winnie's Buko Pie.
Yeah.
Did they have Walla Move?
Anyway, sorry. So they came over in 2017. They came over in 2017. Big Mom's Oven is the name of the bakery, Buko Pie. Anyway, so they came over in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, and we drove from Austria. Then we went to Venice, we went to Milan, we went to Pisa, went back to Milan, and then went back to Salzburg, passing by Rosenheim, which is part of Germany. Salzburg, and then went back to Austria in 5 days. So that was about 3,600 kilometers in 5 days. So grabe. So that's the farthest, I think.
Paguran talaga. Ang sarap siguro.
So you know what my dad did? My dad had a bottle of water and then he would just throw it to me kasi inaantok ka na nun. My brother-in-law, yung brother-in-law ko kinukurit na daw niya yung singit niya just to wake him up.
Kasi my next question to that was, Roy, what do you drive now? And then, if you don't mind, I'd like you to share lang. What do you drive now? And then, ano yung unang kotse mo nung lumipat ka dyan ng Vienna?
Nung lumipat ako dito, I think we have a picture. I sent it. Yung EJ9, it's a Honda Civic EJ9. It has like a SIR front, pero EK yung hulihan. Ganon. And then, I had another van. Tapos pinalitan ko din ng FRV, Honda FRV, which is a very small car but 6 seaters. And then I was blessed enough, God blessed me to be able to buy a Range Rover, a 2007 Range Rover autobiography. And then I had a Honda Civic FD hybrid after that, sabay yun, plus yung Honda Jazz, which I'm still using now. And for my 40th birthday, my wife's birthday gift approval is yung Porsche Cayenne.
Nice.
Yeah, Porsche Cayenne.
That's a great gift.
No,
Yeah,
I think that's Pero yung
sabi niya kasi you have been really working hard for the family. Yun nga, inaabot ka ng madaling araw sa paglilinis mo. It's extra income kasi. So yeah, go ahead. It's time to splurge on yourself, sabi niya.
Nice.
And it's for family naman.
Tsaka, for everyone to it's really your passion Yung kung enjoy ka talaga naman diyan If you're buying a car just to keep up with everyone else, that's not the right reason to buy a car. A nice car, di ba? Now, what about nung nandito ka, Roy? Ano yung kotse mo nung nandito ka pa sa Philippines?
I had 3. The first vehicle I got was from my grandmother, yung Willys na jeep, yung Honor type. Willys. Tapos after that, binigay din ng I think spoiled ako sa lola ko after that, I'm talking of the same Lola that Ryan Agoncillo and myself calls, because we are in a way related, So Ryan Agoncillo, I don't know if he's watching, but he knows Lola. And then she gave me yung Honda, Toyota Corolla DX na 1984. I love that car. And then
ang ganda nun. Si Uncle Edwin sigurado baka meron yan 2.
If I have the opportunity to get one, I will get another one of that as a project car. Yeah. Tapos after that, we sold it, and then yung perang ginamit ko, pinagpa-repair ko naman nung Volkswagen Beetle na 1303S.
Yan.
Ito na yung bilog na yung windshield niya is bilog na. Yun. Gusto ko rin makuha pabalik. Well, it's a hand-me-down car from the family. It was actually my uncle's, and then passed on to another uncle, and then passed on to my dad. It was passed on to me. And now it's with my cousin sa Batangas City. So it stays in the family actually.
Nice.
Yun.
Lagyan
So those are the cars that
lagyan
I had.
mo ng yung pang Porsche na mags, di ba?
And may sunroof pa yun, ha? May sunroof. Well,
right.
I don't know if you remember Silverwind, yung Silverwind na mags.
Yes.
During that time, nung time ng mga Nodalos, yung panahon na yan. So my dad bought that, and nilagay with yung Champiro. Champiro na na gulong na 15 ganun. Tapos masaya na ako noon.
Champiro, yan, GT Radial.
Yun.
We also carry that at Parts Pro.
Yes.
In fact, mabenta siya, yung mabenta na GT Radial is yung SX2 saka Champiro HPY, mabenta yun talaga.
Very
It's actually
popular.
Good.
They even have a higher level brand called GITI. Yun, that's their global brand, which is for use on OEM cars. Even Volkswagen and Peugeot, they use that. Maganda talaga rin naman. It's a midway between yung resorting to yung mga very cheap na China tires, and ito naman you're about one step up or 2 steps up in terms of price, about 2/3 the price of the typical brands, Yokohama, Michelin, etc. And yet quality is there. Maganda siya. Anyway, Mike, where are we in the program so far?
Yeah. So just I have a bunch of questions that I want to ask.
Go ahead. I have all the time. It's Saturday, and I like talking about this. It's my passion. So
that was the one thing.
I'm just sharing 2 cents. Again, disclaimer lang. Hindi po ako pro. I'm just sharing based on my experiences.
That was the one thing that I really liked about that made me excited about today, was because you can tell throughout our conversation throughout the week that you're really passionate about the things that you do and about cars in general, which is something that that all of us sort of share. Curious, out of all of the cars, and you've, like I said, the resume of cars that you've had a chance to work on is incredible. Which one was your favorite?
Yung Ferrari na gray. Actually, sa sobrang dami na, hindi ko na alam kung anong model, kung alin yun.
I think
it's
the 458?
458 Speciale na
Yeah.
gray. Yung gray, tapos may green na stripe.
Yes.
It's a very, maybe Direk can show it sa screen. And then yung loob niya, green, parang yung camouflage green, yung army green yung loob.
Yeah.
Ganda nun.
It's a Ferrari. It's not loud, pero grabe. And then, pwede isa pa. Sabi mo kasi isa lang eh. There's another one, the RS3 that we were talking. Grabe yun.
Yes.
It's the one that got away. The one that got away. Actually, the RS3, it was 110,000 euros, and then another 26,000 was given in doon sa loob to change the interior to carbon fiber, Alcantara leather, and everything. Yeah, that's the one. I think it's being shown on the screen. If I have the
Ganda ng
opportunity
green
again
stripe.
to get this RS3, that's really amazing. Oh, grabe yung green stripe na yan, yung Ferrari. So if yan yung favorite ko. Yan yung gusto ko talaga.
That interior on the
that
RS3 is absolutely incredible. The
even yung
details.
alam mo yung gumawa niyan, ang gumawa niyan is from Germany, somewhere in Germany. Nide Factor is yung name. He even said after that, I'm not gonna do this kind of project anymore because it was just too much for us. Yung detail na ginawa nila. So sabi na, that's gonna be the first and the last na ganun katindi yung detail.
I mean,
grabe
if,
on
I don't know if we've
Mike,
got the photos.
If I may, no, I'd like to ask about interiors. Roy, let's say, di ba, on an Alcantara interior, ano yung approach mo doon sa paglinis ng Alcantara na interior?
I would vacuum that. Approach ko I might be wrong. You vacuum it na dapat may brush, yung naka-brush siya para hindi mo siya, kasi magagasgas yan eh. And then if needed, damp lang na yung medyo basa-basa na microfiber towel. Don't press it on, just wipe lang. Just to that's how I do it. And sinasabi ko din minsan, if I cannot do it and I know I'm not confident to do it, sasabihin ko, I'm very honest. Sorry, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. But yeah.
Pero pare pag medyo gamit na kasi yung Alcantara, 'di ba? Para medyo dumadapa yung
nagfa-flat na.
Oh, nagfa-flat tapos kumikintab siya. Syempre that comes from yung oils ng pawis, ng kamay, and ganon. Anong ginagawa mo para buhayin yan? May product ba na particular?
To be honest, wala pa akong nasubukan na sobrang gamit na Alcantara leather. But for sure there are materials for that. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
I will not say, ginawa ko to, pero hindi.
Hindi, okay lang.
Never.
Okay lang.
Never tried. Except yung damp lang na microfiber.
Well, the cars naman typically you work on are more are rather new or come from other collectors, so they are in relatively good condition. And
except for the red Ferrari challenge. Yun, grabe yung hindi talaga iningatan ng dating may-ari. Grabe yun.
Anong condition ng pintura noon when it came? Tunay na because race car.
Daming gasgas talaga. Sorry, I wala akong mga pictures kasi when you're a detailer, when you take pictures, it's up your time. So yung mga huli na hindi na ako nagpi-picture masyado ng kotse. Pero as in talagang sobrang gasgas. I had to do a three-step yata. 3-step yung ginawa ko doon. I was even using ganito. I was using this kind of yung microfiber na pad plus yung abrasive talaga.
Yeah.
Matanong ko naman, when in selecting yung products na gamit mo, ano yan? Like, you just try them out one after the other and ganyan? Or may evolution ba yan kung paano ka umabot sa mga pinili mo ngayon?
Meron.
You can give us a rundown of kung ano yung mga gamit mo ngayon.
Okay. Let me ito. Yan. So can I think I have to change this to wait. Okay. So there you go. So these are my polishing machines. Ito yung mga pads na ginagamit ko. This one is an old one. This is from Sonax. This is my go-to pad. And this one is from Kokemi. This one is from Kokemi din as well. And you have small ones then. You need to have small ones kasi there are tight spaces where you really have to reach. So yun, we are very ito yung mga gamit ko. Sabi ko nga kay Rafi, I'm agreeing not because you're selling Sonax but because ito talaga yung mga ginagamit ko. Ito yung sinasabi ko, polish kasi it has fillers, so it actually masks yung mga gasgas. Yan. So but now, so I started with Sonax and then I tried Kokimi, I tried CarPro, but now I'm going back to Sonax ulit, which is the Profi line, and it really works wonders for me. It cuts my working time in half. Alam mo Rafi, we are very fortunate that companies now have they have a certain pad for a certain polish. So, it goes through a lot of research and development. So for beginners, it's a good start. And then you just learn from it. There's no perfect formula for a pad and a polish. You have to really work on it on every car. That's why yung sinasabi ko kanina that you have to have a test spot.
Dun
And
sa
even
I saw you had three polishers. Could you just show quickly lang the difference between the three kung bakit tatlo-tatlo yung polisher mo? I mean, ako alam ko yun, but I mean, so the other people understand also.
Okay, this is a dual action polisher. What it does is orbital siya. So it hindi siya basta umiikot lang. It moves in an orbit. So umiikot siya. It's safe because hindi nga siya constant, just like yung rotation polisher. But the problem with this kind of machine, itong dual action na freewheeling ang tawag namin. Freewheeling is when you turn it on and then you press it, pag sobrang diin na siya, hindi na siya umiikot. So this is where I started because this is very safe, especially for new or yung mga beginners, no? And then I have and then I moved to this. Sorry. I moved to this. This is a dual action pero forced rotation. What does it mean, forced rotation? Inside there meron siyang gear and it also goes orbital. So it's not just on one position just like yung rotary. Why did I move to this? Kasi this cut my time in half. Ito yung isa kanina, yung pinakita ko sa inyo, dual action, on a certain angle, on a certain pressure, hindi na siya umiikot. Nagba-vibrate na lang siya. So you think you're doing good sa paint. Actually, hindi. So with the dual action na forced rotation, kahit gaano kadiin ka, kahit anong angle mo, kahit ito lang yung nakatapat sa'yo, umiikot pa rin siya because of the gears. So this one is a hybrid of a rotary and a dual action na freewheeling.
So it's safe like a DA.
Yes, it's safe at a DA with the power of a rotary.
Okay.
Exactly. So it's a hybrid.
That's what I wanted to impress upon people. Na talagang, in detailing, there are different products, but typically the purpose is to do the job safer and to do the job faster. Hindi porket mas mahal o mas bago, mas makintab and ganyan.
Yes.
Yung kintab, nasa detailer yan, nasa tao na gumagawa. Yung at the first, sige, please, Roy. Sige, you go ahead.
No, it's not the gamit, as we say, kung photography, it's not the Indian, it's not the pana, it's the Indian.
Yeah.
Diba? So even if you have, I don't have issues if you can buy rupes or rupees or whatever how they call it, the most expensive. If you could buy it, go for it. But you just have to know how to use it. Kasi if you have the most expensive but you don't know how to use it, it's just
worthless.
gonna work.
Yeah.
So ito I would recommend. Oh, not this one. The other one, yung forced rotation. Kasi it has a gear. Any angle, any pressure, it would iikot siya. Yung DA hindi. So akala mo gumagana, hindi siya gumagana. Then this one is yung rotary.
So even for a beginner, the force rotation is good.
If you can afford it, that's the best that you could buy. Kung isa lang ang kaya mong bilhin, get the forced rotation kasi it brings wonders. You are very safe with it. You will not be able to burn the paint. Kung maka-burn ka ng paint, it means sobrang mali na talaga yung ginagawa mo. But with the forced yung orbital dual action, it's not gonna burn or damage the paint. Ito yung rotary. Rotary is just one area lang. I think I have sent images if you could post it. It's on a certain, ito yung malimit ginagamit tapos mga nakawulpad pa. I don't use this. As much as possible, I don't use it. Kasi so hindi ako confident. I will not say it's delikado because some are really pro in using this. Pero sa akin, it's very delikado lalo na sa mga edges ng mga paint. Isang move mo lang na mali, it will really damage. It will really damage. So this is the list. I would only use this kung talagang sobrang sirang-sira na yung paint.
Actually, yun na ngayon sasabihin ko sana, Mike. Kasi like, 'di ba, like sa akin, We have detailing. I have a detailing company, but with two separate divisions. No, one is we do home detailing and
Mm-hmm.
ganyan, but the other one is we do detailing in mga dealerships, diba? And these dealerships, a lot of the cars that come in are really in bad shape and ganyan. So we have both. We have both the dual action and the rotary. Pag talagang masama na talaga, kailangan talaga gamitan mo na ng rotary talaga.
Ah,
Ano? Hmm.
only
But
Anyway,
only if
it's kind of
needed.
nerve wracking, huh? If you're a beginner, because I've got a DA, and I will dare not touch a rotary because, like you said, if you make one mistake or stay on a panel too long or push it a little too hard, there goes your paint.
Yeah, and then you
You know,
have to
and that's the
pay.
last thing I would want to do.
You have to pay for repairs.
Right?
Actually,
Exactly.
yung
oh,
DA ko, I bought one. Yung rotary. I bought a rotary, and then I tried it on my own car, and I binalik ko sa doon sa binilhan kasi hindi ko kayang gamitin. Nakakatakot. I
Yeah.
only bought the second rotary na ginagamit ko only after I went sa isang training. Kasi sa training, you have like yung hood, naka doon yung hood. Kahit masira mo yun, walang problema. So, I went on a training and we were able to try this kind of stuff. So, I want to try the rotary. So, yun. Only after the training, doon pa lang ako nagkameron ng lakas ng loob na gumamit ng rotary. Kasi, I work on this kind of cars and I cannot afford
Yeah.
to damage one. It's very expensive.
yeah, yung older detailers ko, like sila Bernie, diba? And si J-Lord and ganyan. These guys, they've been detailing for years, right? And I've known Bernie for a good, what is it now, 12 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
And sila, they started out with rotary talaga. Kasi medyo mabago-bago lang yung dual action and ganyan.
Oh, bago lang.
You can tell sa kanila eh. And just to illustrate to everybody, the difference is, pag rotary, kailangan napakagaang ng hawak mo talaga. Yung magaan na magaan lang talaga yung hawak mo and talagang iingatan mo lahat ng kanto. All of the curves, yung what they call the bewang of the fender of yung mga 997 and mga 991 na Porsche. Iingatan mo talaga yan. Kasi going over it, you have to apply an even amount of pressure on the surface. Otherwise, if you, alam mo, because nag-change yung contour and nadiinan mo ng husto yung isang lugar, ang mangyayari dyan will be, you're gonna burn the paint. Meaning, kakain ka into the clear coat until ninipis at ninipis na yung clear coat until matamaan mo yung pintura. Yun yung damage na sinasabi ni Roy. Minsan, cars can be over-detailed also. In like, here, no? Yung masyado ng yung dinidetail yung kotse until numipis na talaga yung pintura. It's also a function of improper detailing. Now, if you don't mind, Roy, I'd like Direct Denmark to go back again to yung topic natin kanina about yung cars, detailing cars before
So for example, on the emblem, there's a lot of
yun nga, kasi like I said, yung madumi talaga rin naman sila being in transit and all the dealer does really is they just wash it quickly before delivering it to you. Direct Denmark, could you go ahead and play that that video na ginawa natin?
It's a good looking guy in that video.
Oo, talagang Ayan. So, yan for example, no? In this particular video, nakikita mo talaga pag hinaplos mo yung kotse, mararamdaman mo talaga meron talagang may something sa pintura na malagkit. Yung iba, some cars even have overspray and ganyan. When I walk into a dealership of any showroom and I see cars, to me, ang tingin ko sa kanila madumi sa showroom. There are only very few nga na maayos talaga. When you see the car, haplosin mo. You'll feel the paint. Some of them may overspray pa nga and ganyan. And I really think that this is one of the best things na pwedeng gawin talaga ng tao. When their car is new or the car has never been detailed before, have it detailed once. You properly, by a proper detailer. And again, have it detailed once and then go from there. That's the best thing you can do for your car. And it might even be, let's say after 1 year or 2 years of owning your car, baka that might be the first time na makita mo yung tunay na kulay ng pintura ng kotse mo. The way I do it nga is yung cellphone ko, o-on ko yung ilaw, buksan ko yung ilaw ng cellphone, makikita ng ganyan, tatapat mo ngayon sa pintura ng kotse. Makikita mo talaga yung metallic, makikita mo yung tama ng pearlescent na paint and ganyan. And dun mo talaga ma-appreciate what a proper detailing does. It actually cleans and clarifies the color, so the paint, so that you get the richness of the color. And then on top of that, then you put the polish para makita mo yung kintab niya.
Yeah.
Yun yung
Mm.
ano ko.
I mean,
Hindi,
I've been to dealerships here in the Philippines, and the first thing I do is touch the paint of the car. There are some na parang
totoo.
may buhangin on the paint. It looks
Ano yun?
clean, right? It looks
Yun yung
clean,
ano,
pero
yung metal na sinasabi ko, yung metal
Yeah.
particles that you get. It comes from yung sa eroplano, sa brake dust,
Right.
kung malapit
Oo.
ka sa riles ng tren, yan, doon nanggagaling yung mga ganyan.
Or minsan yung angge. The Tagalog term is angge.
Angge,
That's which is what we call overspray.
Ah.
And I think
yes.
siguro sa Roy
also.
sa Europe baka less naman yung angge, di ba? Kasi yung paint shop
Oo,
nito
parang-
hiwalay sa
parang iba naman.
paint, yung body and paint kasi sa Europe hiwalay sa general repair and ganyan. Dito minsan di maiwasan.
And the good thing about dito, yung mga nagre-repaint, they have to have certificate. Actually, they go to school. If you want to gusto mo maging pintor ng kotse, you go to school. You take 2 years, 4 years. It's a course.
Yeah.
So they're really professional. Kaya naman, ang mahal din talaga nilang sumingil. Pero yun nga, they're really professional. They know what they do.
Galing. Di ba?
yeah, iba talaga.
It shows where we are now and where it is abroad, which is why if you see the way they charge for the work that they do, wow, you'll say, wow, ang taas naman yan, napakamahal and ganyan. But you see naman kasi the road, the quality of work, the amount of learning that goes into the job. Like for Roy to perform a 16-hour job and not make one mistake and ganyan, the same someone who didn't learn it could easily spend 40 hours and not do it right pa rin. Dun talaga yon eh. So
Yeah.
I a lot of people kasi when they look for a detailing job, they just simply look for the cheapest, thinking na pare-pareho lang yan.
No,
That's
it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
And really that's a very costly
Mistake.
That's a very costly mistake. I would call
Yeah.
it a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yung
Yes,
nasa
yes.
wala sa lugar na pagtitipid talaga yon.
Yeah.
You
You
don't have to
spend
pay
a little
for
bit
full
now,
pro-
and then you end up spending a lot more in the end because things got damaged and so on and so forth. So it can be
And
hard.
it doesn't hurt to interview the detailing company and the detailer a little bit, diba? For you to get that confidence and understanding that they know what they're doing. And then also, you can ask them about the products and ganyan. But then again, if they say na, no, solid ganito lang ako, yung one product and ganyan, I don't know, diba? And yet, I would rather that the detailer would actually say that, no, I use a variety of products depending on the condition of the car that I'm working on, depends on the situation, and I would use a variety of brands. But like Roy, most of the products he uses Sonax, but not absolutely everything and ganyan, which is testament to the quality of each and every product that he's selected based on the experience that he's had. So like tayo, plugging again for Parts Pro, we carry all major brands of detailing products. And we allow the customer to browse through the website and see these different brands and make their choice, and they can always call customer care to ask which one works best for them, and we'll try our best, right? Based on the all the brands we carry anyway, we get official training anyway.
Yeah.
So all of our care.
Hello? Oh no, what
Hello?
happened? I think
I lost Rafi.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Okay.
Hello, Rafi?
Hello. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
You missed me there. Sorry. I
think we lost him again.
Nawala ulit.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing. I was talking to a customer
sorry,
yesterday.
phone call. You guys go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a customer yesterday about that, and he was asking me about certain products, and I go, the one thing with Parts Pro is that we carry everything. For example, when we were talking about lubricants the other day, we carry all of these oils, we carry all of these different brands because at the end of the day, we want the customer to have their options and their choices. We don't want to
Exactly.
push a particular brand because there's a lot of great brands out there. And speaking of that, you mentioned, or at least when you showed the video earlier, you use Sonax, which is a great brand. It's a fantastic brand. My question is, what product from Sonax is like your go-to must-have, can't live without type of product?
Yung wheel cleaner. It just saves my time. To clean lalo na yung mga maraming spokes, and I just can't live without it. Even in my own car, if I go to magbuhugas ako, you just spray it first and then you rinse. Meron ako sa YouTube, doon sa Instagram page ko where I did a video of how it works, and it's really fantastic. So I always have that.
That's a great cleaner, and they were one of the first ones, if I'm not mistaken, if not the first one,
Yeah.
to really come out with a wheel cleaner like that dissolves the asphalt and the brake dust that's embedded in the wheel.
You just let it work by itself, and then you just rinse with water. Hindi mo na kailangan ng brush, especially kung hindi naman talaga. If you do it regularly, that's it. You just pressure wash it afterwards, and you're done.
Mike, hindi ba may video tayo niyan? You did that?
Actually, it was another product.
It was
we did one.
Iron X.
Yeah.
It was
I
a
saw
Soft 99 product.
Correct.
The difference between the two is they both do the same thing. That they both sort of I don't want to say demineralize, but they both dissolve the iron particles in the brake dust and asphalt. The one thing with Soft 99, and this is just me being completely honest, is Soft 99 is a little bit stronger in the smell. So you really have to do it in a place that's well ventilated. Sonax is not that strong in sort of its smell. So for me, it was I like Sonax a little bit better, but they both do an amazing job in cleaning your wheels.
Soft 99 is a long time product. It's a Japanese product, and I remember I'm a lot older than you guys, right? So when I was in college, that was our brand of choice, because in our mind, Soft 99 was the mild wax that we would use, right? Because that was the only thing we would do it. Because of the brand name, yung soft siya and ganyan. Tapos medyo uso siya noon nung bata ako, nung college ako, taga Valle Verde kami. Siya yung uso among yung mga ibang neighbors and friends ko doon. So siyempre hawa-hawa na lahat dun sa brand na yon. Now, of course
they would do that. Of course they would do that. They would say, I want to have what Rafi have.
Baliktad, ako ngayon nahawa. Pero
ikaw ba?
Pero sa panahon ngayon naman talaga, honest, right? I really wasn't really much into the exterior of the car before. Ako, yung path ko into cars was through Autosound muna. My father was into racing.
I was there. Ginawa ko. Diyan din ako nag-start.
My father was racing for a long time. In fact, he was racing with Uncle Edwin. And then he was and he had nice cars and ganyan. But my path into this was through Autosound first. My car was an EG hatchback with a 1.2 liter engine. My bumpers, I didn't even paint the bumpers until several years later pa. They were black bumpers lang. Running steel wheels, diba? And ganon. And then later on, nagpalit ako to Rota na wheels, the ones that look like the Lancia Delta Integrale na Rota. And then but my priority was really sounds. It was so much fun. Ikaw rin pala, Roy, sounds.
There was a time when I had the van. It was a second hand. Mas mahal pa yung sound system ko kaysa doon sa kotse. Ganun.
Galing.
Ayos.
Anyway, we're really going way over time na again.
Yeah.
But Roy, can I invite you back? There are two things I'd like you to cover sana when we do another. One is I'd like you to do how to do yung easy washes at home. Yung how to do easy washes.
I think there was I saw a question here. It says washing 101.
Can we do that?
Let's do that because
John's got a question here. Car wash tips 101.
Yes,
like
we need
the
to
do's
cater
and
to
the
that.
don'ts.
Exactly, because people are expecting.
Yeah.
Again, sabi ko nga, minimum should be a 2-bucket system. 2-bucket system is one, you have water and soap, and one is just for rinsing. If you have a guitar, yung nasa ilalim, but basically it does is yung dumi ng basahan mo pumapasok doon sa ilalim so that when you nabubulabog yung tubig, yes, nabubulabog. But if you do not have it, just have two buckets, one with soap and water, and one is just, what you do is, yung wash mitt mo, minimum also microfiber. Kasi microfiber, wait.
Yeah, what Roy's referring to is the two bucket system is really, really important.
Kasi, di ba, it has texture. So what happens is, when you wash it, yung dumi, yung alikabok or yung grains, whatever, it goes inside. So when you wipe it sa iyong kotse, it doesn't scratch. So what you do is, dip mo muna yung wash mitt mo doon sa soap and water. You do one panel, and then you rinse it doon sa clean water, and then pag na-rinse mo yon, sausaw mo ulit doon sa may sabon, and then you do another panel, and then ganon until you finish the car. And then here's a tip. This is always what I do. You clean your car and you want to finish it in the least amount of time. So what I do, di ba, basa pa yung kotse mo. You get, I think, I was using another brand, but I think you have Mothers yung CMX ba yun? So
Yes.
while the car is still wet. Okay, while the car is still wet, may basa, you spray now with the CMX or whatever spray. Maybe Parts Pro can do a blog about it or a podcast about it, you know.
Okay.
So you spray it, and then you get a microfiber towel. Let's discuss na rin. This is a must-have. This is a big microfiber towel that I use. Look, so it's big.
Those things are massive.
Yeah, kasi the bigger it is, mas mag-ano siya ng tubig, mas mabilis kang matatapos. So why use the CMX or yung wax na pwede mong spray? Well, not all can be used, ha. There is a certain product kasi meron na pag ginamit mo, matutuyo din siya, and there will be streaks. So there's a certain product. Why do you want to spray it with wax? Kasi it becomes a lubricant between the paint and your microfiber towel. So less friction, less gas. So and it slides pretty well. And at the same time, you're doing drying, and at the same time protecting your car already after every wash. So you have your car detail, and later on you just wash it, 2-bucket system, you spray it with wax, you dry it, and you're done. And you know, don't use so much force in using your basahan or your microfiber, kasi pag madumi yung basahan mo, it's like getting sandpaper, nilagay mo sa kotse, and you wash it. And
Magdadagdag ka lang ng kaskas.
Ito, sabi ko nga kay Rafi, for those who have drivers, you know, most of them, this nakikita ko sa dati. What the driver does is, while waiting for the boss, pinupunasan nila yung kotse and dry. Here's a tip. If you cannot properly wash your car, just leave it dirty. If you cannot use water and soap, just leave it dirty. You can wash it the next day that you're in the mood, because it's so. If you have drivers, ask them not to do that, because they're just gonna ruin your investment. Naboboard sila. But we have I have used Chemical Guy's EcoSmart. It's a waterless wash, and it's amazing. The only thing about that is that after you use it, magkakameron ng white haze, which is yun yung I think it's a carnauba wax.
Yeah.
So, and then you have to buff it. Well, anyway, they're waiting for you, so they have time to buff it afterwards. So yeah. So again, basahan and the lubricant between the paint and your basahan.
Alam mo, Roy, ginagamit na rin naman yung mga dry wash dito eh. In a company that I was part of, yung a detailing company that I had before naman, I'm not part of that anymore. We were doing detailing in yung mga car park and ganyan. And in BGC car parks, we are not allowed to use water. Bawal yung maghugas ng tubig, di ba? Unlike yung sa Glorieta, sa Rockwell na pwede maghugas na tubig yung mga detailer doon. Pero yung doon sa sa BGC, kailangan talaga gumamit ka ng dry wash na spray. Ibang process yung dry wash. Kasi kailangan doon sa dry wash, yung waterless wash, yung rag na gagamitin mo, you always use the clean side, yung wipe, tupi.
Yes.
Kasi hindi mo pwedeng gamitin na yung napag-wipean mo na minsan, kasi nandun na lahat ng dumi, gagasgas lang siya. So,
yeah, exactly.
People
you
need
have to have madaming basahan dapat. Madaming basahan.
People
for
need
one
to
car.
learn it.
For one car.
Pero, useful siya. Lalo na sa mga condo and ganyan. And when you really want to wash everywhere, hindi you don't need to be totally exclusive to one way when your situation doesn't permit eh. Yung hindi namang ano, if possible lang na ang possible lang talaga sa is waterless washing. Why not? 'Di ba? You find a good waterless solution and you buy a lot of basahan and you learn how to use it properly.
Yun dapat. Yun
All right.
dapat.
We've got another question from Donalyn. Her question is your top products for DIY detailing and why?
Oh, okay.
Ano to eh, malaki. Top products, well, you have to have the car shampoo for sure. Car shampoo, you need to have a very nice product backed by a very good brand. You know, madami kasing mga generic eh. And never use dishwashing soap.
Yes.
It's
Absolutely.
Joy.
not.
yung joy.
Don't do that.
Because
please.
what it does when you use dishwashing soap ay inaalis niya yung wax eh. Natatanggal nga na yung mantika sa mga plato, sa mga pan, sa mga lutuan. So what more yung wax tatanggalin niya. So you're actually removing the
protection.
Yung protection. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have meron na ring mga wash and wax. Ano mo yun, yung soap na may ano.
Yeah.
Yun. So DIY products marami. But then again,
definitely the 2-bucket system.
2-bucket system,
right?
yung
Proper
microfiber towel plus yung spray wax whatever to while you use it for drying. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not bad. That's small list. I mean, let me go over that again. That's a 2-bucket system. You're a wash mitt, right? A proper wash mitt. A proper soap. Don't use the dishwashing soap. And then the microfiber. And also with like a detailing spray so that you have you can protect as you dry.
Correct.
So and siguro Mike with James Car Care we should probably develop a kit that we sell on Parts Pro wherein we have a set of products already for people to use at home na nakaset na siya.
Yes.
But secondly, I think Roy and I were discussing this yesterday and the other day actually was to develop things are not the same since quarantine started, no, because of COVID-19, and a lot of people are not working, and a lot of people are looking for work, and a car wash is a simple thing that you can start with. And Roy and I were discussing the possibility of developing a car wash in a box type of solution that people could be able to buy, and then at the same time we train them on how to operate their own small car wash, and they start from there. I think that's a great idea talaga.
Exactly. And sorry, and you don't have to rent for a place. You can do it bahay-bahay. Hey, mahirap yung buhay ngayon, kailangan ko ng tulong pero ayoko mamalimos, pwede ba hugasan ko na lang yung kotse mo? You know? And then you try it first, and then once they are successful, once they are satisfied, sasabihin, okay, balik ka next week, hugasan mo ulit yung kotse ko. It just starts from a simple idea. And I think it would work.
Hugas now, 'di ba, until it becomes hugas and then wax and then so on and so forth and ganyan. Maraming ways eh. Siguro
correct.
Roy, if we can invite you back for another podcast
anytime.
Diba? The third one is this one is the most ito talaga encroaching na talaga ako on Roy's time nandito. Ang ko nito is if we could do one class for one podcast also for Roy to really go step by step with case studies, no, on how detailing is done. But this is more for people who are really heavy DIYers or talagang almost going to professional detailers already.
Correct.
Just sharing na lang yung Roy's experience lang. I mean, we're not saying that's God, di ba? Yung talagang siya, kung ano yung sinabi niya, yun na yun. But then again, the opinion of somebody who is able to work on quite a number of cars also, iba rin naman. Iba rin. Anyway, Mike, which way are we going?
Yeah, I mean, so we're almost ready to close. I don't know if anybody else has questions out there. So if you do have questions, please let us know. Comment it down below so that we can ask Roy why we still have him. Just for me, I mean, like if any of our sort of viewers right now want to get a hold of you or want to see some of your work, do you have like an Instagram, or how can somebody sort of
I do have
get
an
hold of you?
Instagram, but it's a personal Instagram ko. Actually, I just remember that I have started an Instagram for yung aking Polier
Detailing.
prints. That's yung
Okay.
detailing na ginagawa ko. But then there are only 3 pictures. So you could go to my Instagram. Maybe you could post it direct. It's Seeroy2. It's SEEROYTOO. Parang si Roy. It's like si Roy
Ah,
to. That's the concept. Si Roy to. And then
si Roy
si
to.
Roy to parang look at him as well, you know. Si Roy to parang tingnan mo din naman si Roy. Yeah. So SEEROYTOO. That's my Instagram account. Mostly it's a family iba-iba. But then
Yeah.
there are cars there that you could search. And I have started a new page as well. Ito shameless plug. It's another hobby of mine. I collect diecast. It's
Oh,
called
nice.
Pare
it's
marami
called
dito niyan.
it's called at hot underscore hot wheels hot underscore wheels underscore and underscore watches, hot wheels and watches. Maybe Derek could post. I sent him a picture of that. So
Yeah, it's
you
on.
could.
It's on.
Okay, because I still cannot see it. So you could visit me, and if you have questions, send me a message. I am very much willing to share my 2 cents. Just send me a message. I'm always available to give you a comment.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
that's one thing. Like I said, Roy is extremely passionate about the things that he does, and he's really, really willing to extend that knowledge to us. And we thank you for being with us today, Roy. It's absolutely been
Yun, meron
been
palang
fun chatting
Facebook.
with you.
May Facebook
Yeah, there you
account
go.
pala yung Polier Prints. So if you could check that, please. Although hindi na madami yung pictures dyan because as I say, hindi na ako masyadong marami nagpipicture kasi it takes so much of your time trying to get the right angle, trying to
Yeah.
catch the scratch, and 50-50. Oh, I have a very good tip for the detailers, those who likes to do 50-50. So yung they put
The tape.
in the
Yeah.
middle. I used to do that, but then I learned sa mga forum din, no, when you do that, tatamaan mo yung tape eh. And as you go along, tatamaan mo yung tape, yung adhesive or yung part ng tape, it goes dun sa pad mo, and then kinakalat mo yun sa buong basahan. So it's nice to look at it. It's very good. It's a very good marketing tool, but merong negative about it. So you're just gonna spread the particle that you get from that paper or from that tape.
The adhesive.
So
Yeah.
don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. Or if you can have a way to having a 50-50 without using a tape, then go. Let me know how you do it.
There you go. If you guys have suggestions, please let us know. A question
Correct.
for me, and I know this is something that's been really, really popular in the past couple of years, and I'd like to hear what Roy's take on it. Do you go ceramic coating or PPF or paint protection film?
If you have the money, if you can afford, go for PPF because paint protection film, because yun talaga ang the best protection.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't, then go ceramic. But then again, ito yung notion, akala nila pag naka-ceramic ka, hindi ka na magagasgas, hindi na magkakascratch yung kotse mo. That's not true. Magagasgas pa din. The good thing with ceramic coating is your car becomes repellent to dust and dirt. So it's easier to maintain. But then again, if you have ceramic coating pero hindi mo alam paano mag-maintain ng kotse mo, magkakagasgas pa din. Why do I know? Because I have it on my car. I've tried it. I intentionally washed it and nagasgas pa din. Especially with black cars, So if you can afford paint protection film, if medyo tight yung budget, go for ceramic. Kung hindi naman, just have your car detailed, have it sealed, wax, and maintain it properly by 2-bucket system plus yung wash and wax as you dry your car. So that's it. Yeah.
Key term,
pero
properly.
dyan sa Vienna, ano yung mas popular na PPF brand na ginagamit ng tao?
I think it's Expel. I think it's Expel. Yeah, because I actually work with another company who does PPF. So yung mga pinapolish at nililinis ko na kotse, it goes through him. Or sometimes he would call me, meron ako dito, can you polish it? Paint paint correct mo tapos actually he was offering me na mag-partner kami, but I just cannot let go of my daily work because mas safe ako doon.
Oo naman. Para United Nations na yan. Ano pa bang gusto mo?
Yeah, I'm happy to be able to serve the community through my work. As you know, I'm an international civil servant, so it's not just about work; it's about serving the world.
And for
Oh,
that and for today, thank you so much, Roy.
You're
I
very
mean,
much
it's
welcome.
been an
It's bitin,
absolutely,
huh? It's bitin.
yeah, for sure. Bitin talaga. Bitin
Yeah.
that's
talaga.
why.
But we've
Sinetup ko
learned a
na
lot.
kanina, Mike eh. Meron
Yeah.
na tayong part 2, may part 3 pa. But
Yeah,
really,
but
Roy, pare maraming salamat, really. I
thank you.
mean,
Anytime.
I'd
The
really
pleasure
like
is
to thank
mine.
you.
Pleasure is
Thank
mine.
you so much. And like I said, we can't wait for episode or part 2 and 3. Because like I said, Roy's got a lot of knowledge that he can bestow upon us when it comes to detailing and really taking care of cars. Because like I said, he's done it on hypercars, supercars that we've only seen in photos and
Yeah.
and posters and things like that. So thank you guys so much. And for all of our viewers today, thank you guys so much for staying tuned to Mike
Thank
Check,
you.
the PartsPro.ph podcast. And don't forget, to check out the website, www.partspro.ph. Whoa, and give me 1 second. I just got a
Ako,
message. Oops, sorry, Ref. Don't mean to cut you off.
sige
Before
lang.
I forget, I just got a message from Sonax. Looks like they were watching today. And according to this text, looks like they want to offer all of the Parts Pro followers and likers, all of the Parts Pro, sort of clients, 10% off on Sonax products
Wow.
on Monday.
Okay.
Wow,
So
that's good news.
Sonax
That's
Thank
good
you
products
very
news.
much.
Monday, July 27th. We'll have
Yeah,
Guard, if you're
go ahead
watching,
and work out.
please.
Yeah, work out the
Yeah,
details
we'll work out the
first.
details
Yeah,
on that. We'll
but
post
yeah,
it
but
as soon as we
it's a
know.
go Monday.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so
Great.
much, Sonax.
Great.
And thank you to Denmark of the Lumina Studio for taking care of our
Salamat
podcast
direct.
again.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yan talaga. Salamat direct. You're the best.
He's the one behind this. He's the guy behind what we're doing. So
Yeah, he's the one with all the hard work. So
correct.
thank you,
Sa,
Direct.
sa
Thank you,
dami
Direct.
sa dami nung pictures. Kuya, ikaw ba yan? Big brother.
So yeah, thank you guys so
All
much.
right. Thank you.
Don't forget to check out the website www.partspro.ph. Also, we've posted a new video on YouTube at partspro.ph on YouTube. And again, thank you so much to Roy for spending his Saturday with us. Thank you so much.
You
All right,
are
we'll see you
welcome. You're
guys
welcome.
on the next one.